I am so excited to see you all. I am so excited to be here. If you don't know who I am, you know me by now. My name is Floyd Jones. I am the host who gives you the most. And it is so good to see you. Come on, Sarah. I love that's right. Fun fact. Guess where I am calling from today? I am calling from Cape Town, South Africa. One of the blessings of working remote is that you can work from anywhere in the world. But y'all, Cape Town and South Africa in general is like near and dear to my heart. This is my third time being here. I feel like if there's anywhere in the world I could live, it would be in South Africa. And so I am coming to you live from the Cape, y'all. And I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be chatting with you. Who is ready for today, y'all? We got some good things in store for you. And y'all, we ain't got a special guest. The only special guest about today is me, okay? You're going to get full on Floyd today. Come on, somebody. And I am going full on teach mode, okay? Because I want y'all to reach the top. I'm going to teach so you can get to the top. Come on, somebody. I can't wait to share everything that I've learned about corporate partnerships and sponsorships to help you continue to grow. All right, y'all. Housekeeping rules, recording and slides are going to be emailed to you after the webinar. Please do the Q&A, okay? I'm going to make sure I go on and teach as much as I possibly can, but I want to give some full-on time at the end for Q&A. So use that Q&A feature. As soon as you have a question, put it in there, and we're going to go through at the end. And I want you to talk back to me. You already know we one big Givebutter family, okay? So use that chat. Talk back, use emojis, whatever you got to do so I can know that you are with me. And make sure you're chatting to everyone and not just hosts and panelists, okay? We're going to do some intros. I got the one, the only High Value Holly up next to talk about some fun and exciting Givebutter updates. We're going to do all things corporate partnerships and matching donations. We're going to do a Q&A. But before we do that, I want to know who is in the Givebutter fam. You know, I always have to shout out my Givebutter fam, okay? We do polls, we do questions, we do Q&A, we talk to each other in the Givebutter, we give away grants. Who is in the Givebutter fam? I want to see it. Who's in? I want to see it. Jimmy's in, Bailey's in, Kyle's in, Maria's in. I love it. Dawn's in, Victoria's in. I love to see it. Well, if you're not in the Givebutter fam, Grace from our team is going to drop that link, or someone from our team is going to drop that link so you can join. But you know what? It goes down in the Facebook town, y'all, in the Givebutter fam. All right. We are Givebutter. For those of you who don't know, for all of the new people joining us, we are the #1 fundraising platform. The #1, and we didn't make that up, okay? If you have a question, we're #1, but you can ask G2, okay? We're #1, but you can ask G2. They will let you know that we are the #1 fundraising platform. Everything you need for donation forms, fundraising pages, fundraising events, donor management, auctions, everything, child. You name it, we got it. Okay, you name it, we got it. And I'm super excited for you to learn a little bit more about Givebutter today as well. All right, with no further ado, because I know you're going to hear from me, but I want to bring up the one, the only High Value Holly. Can y'all give it up for High Value Holly in the chat, please? Hey, Holly.
Hi, Floyd. So excited to be here. Every time it's just like, I love these intros. I just want them like for everything I walk into at this point.
Listen, you ask and you shall receive. All right, talk to me. What is going on in Givebutter land?
Oh, Floyd, there's always so much going on, but the updates today are particularly relevant to today's webinar. So I am so excited. The timing could not be better. So coming up, the first update we have, this is already released, y'all. So if you haven't seen it, go add this to your website. We now have a subscribe widget that you can embed into your website. So let's grow those lists. Not everyone can donate money, but other people can donate time, other resources. They can even send their friends and family your way. So make sure you get the people that care about your organization, subscribe to your lists. You can go ahead and embed this into your website. It works with all the different websites. So definitely go ahead and start to build those lists up. All right, y'all have heard us talk about matching donors before. And we've already talked about it. 84% of donors are more likely to donate when a match is offered. But did you know that on Givebutter, so using Givebutter specifically, campaigns that use our matching feature raise 50% more than campaigns that don't use our matching feature? Floyd, do we want to say that one again? Campaigns on Givebutter that use the matching feature raise 50% more than campaigns that
50%, y'all. Get that feature up. This is crazy.
oh my gosh, it's insane. So if y'all haven't tried it yet, you should. Let's go ahead and raise your fundraising numbers by 50%. That is not a small number. It is nothing to sneeze at.
I want to know who has used the matching feature option so far. If you've used the matching feature so far, I want to see it in the chat. Maybe a few people of y'all did some March Matchness in the house, okay? Okay, Tim has done it. Sarah has done it. I love to see it. What else we got?
I love it. So last but not least, I want to make sure everybody in the Givebutter world is aware. Whether you're new to Givebutter or if you just need a refresher, please go ahead and check out Givebutter Academy. It is our selection of self-paced self-paced courses, not just auctions. We have video courses on how to get started on fundraising on Givebutter, how we can help you launch the auction of your dreams, and how to raise more for your mission with our unique donation forms. And as a bonus, this month we are teaming up with Double the Donation to launch a new course specifically on corporate matching gifts. So we are really emphasizing matching, y'all, and we're giving you a whole new self-paced course on this. This is a completely free resource. All you have to do is log in to your Givebutter account and then go to academy.givebutter.com, and you can access all of our courses totally for free, and they are fabulous. So y'all, please check them out. Our wonderful success manager, Claudia, is on those courses, and there's no one better to learn from.
I see what you did there. Come on now. Holly, thank you so much. Y'all give it up for Holly in the chat. We always love to hear from you, okay?
Pleasure. Have a great webinar. Nice to see everyone.
All right, y'all. We are going to keep this party going. I want to hear from you all. I'm going to launch a poll, okay? I want to see, how would you rate your current corporate partnership strategy? Can y'all see this poll in here? 1, what corporate partnership strategy? Some of y'all are like, I don't know what you're talking about. 2, I know a few companies. 3, we've had a few corporate gifts here and there. And 4, we get corporate employee gifts regularly. And 5, the corporates love us. Our middle name is company, okay? Pretty much our middle name is company. I want to see, where do you fall in that list? 1, 2, 5. I'm going to give you a few seconds to answer that question. All right, y'all already know. All right, let's see where we end. All right, I'm seeing a mix between 1 and 3. Some of y'all are like, what corporate partnership strategy? Hello, that's why I signed up for this webinar today. A couple of y'all, and I know a few companies, and you've had a few corporate gifts here and there. Well, my goal, I love a good poll, and my hope is that at the end of this session, you'll be able to move your organization a little bit up on that ladder, okay? All right, let's get into these details. I'm going to start with, you know me, I love a good story, okay? So I'm going to jump right in and start with a little bit of a story. So I used to work for an organization called the Volo Kids Foundation. If you know anything about my story, you know I love talking about them. This organization is near and dear to my heart. I was one of the first full-time employees. I was the first fundraiser for the organization, and now they are doing such amazing, fabulous things around the country. But y'all, I remember when we were getting started, okay? Let me bring it all the way back. And one person in particular, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but this is Craig. Craig is right here. He's the one holding the check, okay? I remember when I first started a board program, I always said, hey, my number one goal is I want to get these board members involved. I want to get certain companies and individuals involved in the city. But I had, just like a lot of different people, I had a $5,000 give-get requirement, okay? I don't know if y'all have a give-get requirement on your board, but my thought process was, hey, if each of these board members can raise $5,000, y'all, we're going to be good. Everything's going to be fine. And it was time for Craig to give his donation. I was like, okay, Craig, I'm ready to get this $5,000. And he said, I know what you're saying, but I have a different idea here. How about instead of a check, we do a tournament? And I was like, Craig, a check would be easier. Okay, a check would be much easier than a whole tournament. I gotta get the fields, I gotta get the permits, we gotta get water, it's gonna be hot. You know, I don't like the sweat, you know, chocolate melts. Okay, I wasn't trying to be outside and do all that. Okay, but he said, you know what? No, trust me, this tournament is gonna be the thing. Okay, just trust me. I said, Greg, I'm tired, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and trust you. Craig, what he did was he got his company involved. He got a small but mighty team of people involved, and they had that tournament, y'all. And y'all, they didn't raise $5,000. As you can see, at the end of that tournament, they ended up raising over $10,000. But not only did they raise $10,000 from that one event, y'all, they ended up, you see all these people in this picture, they went on to become went on to become volunteers for the organization. So we provided free sports for kids all across Baltimore City. And of course, we needed volunteers to manage the programs. And they all went on to become volunteers for the program. But y'all, let me tell you something. It did not end there, okay? The next year, they came back to me and they said, you know what? We want to do this again. We want to keep this tournament going. The people keep asking about it. They're now invested. They love this program. And y'all, the next year, they didn't raise $10,000. They got more people. They doubled the amount of volunteers. And y'all, they ended up raising over $22,000 from this program. But y'all notice something? Not only did the amount raise, but the amount of people participating raised as well. It was a soccer tournament, Tim. They planned a soccer tournament and they ended up funding soccer programs in Baltimore City. And I was blown away. I was like, okay, wait, something is here. Something else is going on here. But y'all, they came back again. They came back for a third year. And not only did they get more people involved, but this year they ended up raising almost $30,000 from this tournament. Y'all, I was just asking for $5,000. I was just asking for $5,000. But Craig had a vision. Craig said, I believe we could do even more. And I want to start this conversation off by letting you all know, because so many of us, a lot of you are here in this chat and in this webinar because you say, I want to get these funds. I want to get these funds from these companies. What we got to do? But it's about more than the funds. It's about how can this company start functioning alongside you? How can they help you do even more? A lot of times, you know, my biggest saying, I always say, do not treat companies and do not treat your partners like piggy banks. Okay, people are not your piggy banks, they are your partners. I'm gonna say that again for those of you who are new and don't know the Floyd-isms, okay? People are your partners and not your piggy banks. If I just went to Craig and asked for $5,000, $5,000 is all I would have got. I always say, if you only want a donation, then a donation is all you're going to get. But you are not building just for donors. You are building for believers. You want believers for your organization. You want people who believe in your mission. You want people who believe in your cause. You want people who want to launch a tournament, whatever the equivalent of a tournament is for you. You want those people on your team because those people are going to get your trajectory to the next level. Are you tracking with me? So that is what happened. And y'all, that opened up a whole new understanding that I had in terms of how do I deal with corporate partners. I said, okay, it's not just about the check anymore. It's about the transformation. It's not just about the transaction. It's about the transformation. So today we are going to talk all about how do you secure corporate partnerships and matching gifts. Okay. So there are a few different types of corporate partnerships that I want to break down. There's the financial, which is, sponsorships and grants. There are in-kind donations, and then there are, encouraging employee participation. And y'all, I'm going to be, like I told you, I got a lot of couple, you know me, I like a good chat, I like to be funny, but today we're going to go into teach mode, okay? Because I really want you to walk away learning something. But before we dive into even more of the data, let's break down the benefits, okay? There are benefits for nonprofits partnering with companies and corporations. So obviously, you're going to get expanded visibility, right? You're going to get access to resources. You're going to have partnerships that are going to grow your network. The reason why I'm breaking this down is because, again, so many of us are just looking for the funding, which is good, but the funding alone won't unlock your future. Let me say that again. The funding alone will not unlock your future. So when you're approaching a company, ask for what other PR opportunities can we partner on? What other resources can we partner on? What other networks can you invite us into and open up doors that you can't open up on your own? Are you tracking with me? But y'all, there's also benefits for the company. And I really want to pinpoint this. Companies want recognition as well too, right? They want positive press as well too. They want the tax benefits as well too. But there's even more than these things. According to Harvard Business Review, 90% of corporations say that they gain trust when partnering with reputable nonprofits. And 89% believe such partnerships enhance their ability to drive social impact. But even more, in a survey of 2,000 employees in the US, 76% of respondents indicated that they want to work for a company that is trying to have a positive impact in the world. Why am I saying all of this? Because I don't want to just spit stats at you. Why am I saying all of this? You have value too. You have value too. As a nonprofit, you have value too. I am so tired of organizations just acting like we need a handout. We need a handout. No, did you not just see all the stats that I talked about? You're making a company more reputable. You're making the employees actually trust that company even more. You're raising engagement even more. You are not just asking for a handout. You are asking for a hand up. Okay, this is a hand up for your organization, a hand up for your community, and a hand up for that company. You have access to your community in a way that that company never, ever will. Y'all tracking with me? So before we dive even further into it, I have one more story that I want to share. So one of the projects that I absolutely loved working on with Volo Kids was, have y'all heard of NBA 2K? For those of you who might have kids in your life, well, NBA 2K is one of the most popular games in the world. And I just finished telling you, we provide free sports for kids all across the country. So NBA 2K actually came to my organization and said, hey, we want to do a special project. We want to actually bring basketball courts to Baltimore City, but we don't know where to go. I want to let this video show you the rest of the story, okay? Let me know if y'all can hear, okay?
Here in Baltimore City, things may not be going too well with some of the schools nowadays due to so many other issues. So the children need an outlet. Basketball is one of the things that they enjoy the most. So to be able to provide that for them, it's like a safe haven. Well, you know, when 2K first came me, I had no idea. To the kids, it was like, Miss Jenkins, do you really mean 2K? 2K is coming here to our little corner and helping us do this? And I said, yeah.
The court looked like a typical rundown basketball court. You had water piling up and pooling on the court. You had cracks in the court. The backboards were old, the rims were bent, the nets were dirty, and it's just not a great place, a space for folks to play and to hone their basketball skills. So we are greatly appreciative of 2K Foundation and coming in and providing an opportunity for our young people.
Throughout the years of being here, I've seen the young people from different neighborhoods grow up to become positive, productive citizens. School teachers, police officers, councilmen. It works. That's our hard evidence. So now to have this great court, it's pride. They're so prideful of how it looks and what's going to be happening. And you know, I just heard one of them saying, just think it all happened here good now.
The Powell Center is what I would call the city hall of the 2nd District and of the Frankfurt community. But when you come to the Powell Center, the most important thing I think that you take away from that is that Gloria and everyone that works there is from this community. They care about this community and they want the best for this community.
It's not work for me. I am passionate about it. Far more passionate than most people may be in whatever they're doing in life. But this journey is the best one I've ever been on in my entire life. You know, so many kids and their families. I've met so many people. I've learned so many, many things about other cultures. I can't get any better than this. This is.
So I really wanted to share this with you all, not only because this is one of my one of my most proud partnerships that I ever was able to launch. But I want you all to see something. Our organization at the time, our budget was around $300,000. They didn't know that, child, so don't tell them, okay? You know, hindsight is 2020. But our organization had about $300,000. So many people in this chat have a small organization, and you think no one's ever going to reach out to us. No company's ever going to sponsor us. No business is ever going to help move us and take us to the next level. But I want you all to know something. The size of your budget has nothing to do with the size of your breakthrough. Okay? The size of your dream is not circumstantial on the size of the donations that you have, right? You can do big and amazing things, but you have to first believe that you can do a big and amazing things, okay? NBA 2K found us. They came to us, but we were perfectly positioned to take advantage of what they were ready to offer, okay? So it's all about getting yourself ready to go. And that is what we're gonna talk about in these next slides, okay? Y'all with me? If you're ready, I wanna see ready in the chat, okay? If you're with me, I wanna see ready in the chat, and let's get into these stats, okay? All right, so let's talk about the 7 steps. I love it. Renita's ready, Dawn's ready, Rhoda's ready, Paul's ready, Wanda's ready, Shannon's ready. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. All right, the 7 steps to secure corporate partners. And y'all, this is all things that I have done, okay? I'm gonna bring this back to you. Every organization that I've worked with had a budget under $100,000 when I started. And now every organization that I used to work with have over multi-million-dollar orgs, okay? So let me go through these steps that I use so that they can help you too. 1, get aligned. I always say this, but alignment determines your assignment. I am not just saying, what is my mission? Yes, what is your mission? But what are your values? Who are you? Where do you want to go, right? And get clear on why you are here. I always say that, get clear on why you are here. Very important. Step 2, continuing in that, get clear, right? What do you need? When do you need it by? Why do you need it? I keep using this NBA 2K example, but when they came to us and they said, hey, we want to renovate 2 new basketball courts, y'all, not only, this wasn't even in the video, not only did I ask them to renovate 2 basketball courts, but I also asked them to sponsor the programs that took place on that basketball courts, okay? I said, hey, our mission that year, we wanted to serve 5,000 kids. I knew we needed to get to 5,000 children. So I said, I already knew as an organization, how much did it cost to run a league from start to finish? How much was it going to cost to actually do 5,000 kids? How much was it going to cost to launch our basketball program? So that way, when they came to us and they said, and I asked them, well, can you also sponsor some programs? They said, great. How much did it cost? When I tell you that email didn't take about 50 seconds for me to send that back, because I was ready. I saw a quote the other day on Instagram, because you know I love my little quotes. It said, stop asking for a seat at the table if when you get there to that table, you're not ready to eat. Stop asking for a seat at the table if when you get to that table, you're not actually ready to eat. Y'all, today we're getting your appetite together, okay? Let me tell you, get clear. Next, get specific. So this is another thing that I actually specifically did. Every single program that I launched. So now Volo Kids, I believe they're in 7 or 8 cities across the country, but every single thing that I did, okay? I said, who are the most philanthropic companies in that city? I actually made a specific list of who are the most philanthropic companies in that city. Then I filtered that list down and I said, who is aligned with our issue area? That is why it's important to be aligned. That is why it's important to understand and get clear where you're trying to go, right? Then I said, who is aligned? Who has the same values, right? Which companies? And I want you to, like I said, think locally, nationally, and globally. That example that I gave at the beginning with Craig, they were a local financial firm, but NBA 2K, they are international. Right? They're an international company. So I said, okay, hey, who is now aligned with where I'm trying to go? Not just who do I think who can give me money? Not just who do I think can give me money, but who is aligned? Who wants to go in the same direction as me? That's why it's so important, okay? And then get organized. After I had that list, then I created a workflow accordingly. I said, okay, hey, these are the steps to get into these funding pockets, right? Here are the steps on. I love, Sam, that you just said, share this with my board. Yes, share this with your board because your board oftentimes is going to be the people who are going to unlock this for your organization. Good quote, Sandra. Your board are going to be a lot of the people who are going to help you go in the right direction. So I actually created a workflow. I said, hey, the company A, I know that they prefer to give out corporate matching grants. So guess what I did? Went back to they prefer to do employee matching grants. So what I did was I went back to my database of donors and we asked our donors, what companies do you work for? Okay. And then I said, okay, hey, donor A, you work for company A. Guess what? Did you know that your donation can be matched? Please step in and I'm going to show you more on how you can do it directly on our platform. Okay. But make sure you create a workflow accordingly. Don't just create a list with nothing else. Create a list and actually create a strategy on how you're going to break into that list. All right. And then get going. Get going. I just mentioned this with Sandra, but the main thing that I always said was, okay, let me break down that example again, right? I said, I looked up which companies were the most philanthropic in my city. Then I looked up which of those companies are aligned with my mission, AKA who is going in the direction that I want them to go in. Step 3, I looked up what was the process in order to access that funding. What was the process in order to access that funding, okay? And then step 4 was who will go on my behalf. A lot of times we want to bust down the doors on our own. And let me tell you, bust down those doors, okay? Don't let nobody keep you out. Don't let nobody keep you out, okay? If you need to knock, if you need to kick, if you need to scream, do what you got to do. But a lot of times these companies have processes, right? And so I said, which one of my volunteers work at these companies? Which one of my board members work at these companies? Aaron, the Chronicle of Philanthropy is a good one. Board Center is another good one, Aaron. Y'all, I'm breaking my own rule. I'm answering questions in the chat, but there's so many different ways to find out who the most philanthropic companies in your cities are. So many different ways, okay? But I figured out which of my volunteers work for these companies. And then I reached out to those volunteers and guess what I did? We're having a corporate night. I planned an evening, exactly that. I said, hey, come on down. We're going to have an info session on how to activate your company. Another thing that I did was I just did direct outreach. I took them out to lunch and I said, hey, here's exactly what you need to do. Here's exactly what the steps are to unlock this funding. I literally made a toolkit for them. I wrote the application out for them. And I said, here's exactly who you need to send it to. Send it to this person. And when they respond, send them to me. Okay, so who is going to go on your behalf? A lot of times we get burnt out because we think we need to do everything on our own, and you don't need to do everything by yourself. The world was not built in a day. You can't build all the sayings. You know the whole saying, okay? You know I always say if you want to go far, go together. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, go together. So mobilize your volunteers, mobilize your board members, mobilize the people in your programs, right? And get them to come and work on your behalf. Okay. Also, think outside the box, okay? Another thing that I'm gonna talk about is I want you to think outside the box. The reason why I'm the director of partnerships is because I actually love partnerships. I love partnerships because it's not one size fits all. It is not one size fits all. If you think you're gonna send your 15-page packet, you're gonna walk down the street and you say, "Can you read?" They're gonna say, "I don't. What is this? I don't. Thank you, but no, thank you." Volo Kids, another thing that we did, y'all, I was able to get Whole Foods to put us on the cash register on every cash register on the East Coast supporting Volo Kids. How? Because I thought outside the box. Partnerships are not about you. They are not about you. Let me say that again. If you want to partner with somebody, you need to work with somebody. Come on, somebody. Okay, you have to actually work with them. You have to actually know what are your goals. Remember, they're trying to get in the same direction you're trying to go. They're trying to go where you're trying to. They're trying to move mountains the same way you're trying to move mountains, but they have other objectives. So how can you partner to do it together? How can it be mutually beneficial, right? And the reason why that's so hard to do is because it takes you getting out of your comfort zone and getting to know somebody. We don't want to get to know people in 2023. Oh no, 2024, sorry. We don't want to get to know people. We want to just keep on scrolling, get to the next thing, pick me. It don't work like that. It does not work like that. You need to get to know people, okay? I always say people first, profit second. Community first, cash second. Relationship first, revenue second, okay? And it takes work to do that. So that's what you got to get in and get going on, okay? And then get tracking. Track all of this stuff. Hello, Givebutter CRM. Listen, I love Givebutter. And I'm not just saying that because I work here. I'm saying it because where else are you going to find all of these resources for free? We have a free CRM and Givebutter for a reason. Use it. You don't know how many nonprofits I still talk to. They're talking about, oh, well, we using spreadsheets and we using post-it notes and we using my Google Doc. If you don't get into the CRM, and the reason why you need to do that is you have to start actually tracking that. You need to start tracking the information, track who the sponsors are, track their information, track when you talked to them last. One thing I hate is when someone's like, oh, I think I met you at the, and I'm like, you ain't talking about me. You talking about my other friend. That's not me. You got me confused. We're not the same. It's okay. I love you, but we're not the same. Okay. You want to be able to write all these things down so that you can actually build a relationship. Come on, somebody. I just have write it down so you can actually build a relationship. All right. Have a donor history. And another thing that you can do, this is the next step, is get connected. One thing that people don't do, this is what I always do when I'm trying to cultivate corporate partnerships. It's called Google Alerts. Have y'all heard about Google Alerts? Look it up, y'all. It's easy. Type in a Google Alert for a company. You can set a Google Alert for a company. And this is what I do. As soon as something happens massive for that company, I message them. I'm like, oh my God, congratulations. And they're like, you thinking about us? I'm like, yes, I am thinking about you. Y'all, I'm giving away all my little secrets, okay? I'm giving away all my little secrets today. It's okay. I love y'all. But it's so easy. It's so simple and it's so easy. You can't do everything. You are one person and life is not asking you to do everything. Just do the right thing. Don't do everything, just do the right thing, okay? Make a Google alert, join their mailing list. If the company has a listserv, join their mailing list so you can be up to date on all the things. So you're not just with your agenda, okay? If you put your agenda first, then that's all you're gonna see. If you're only reaching out and it's me, that's all you're gonna see. Okay, but if you're actually working and you're trying to get to know what they're doing, where they're going, if you actually get interested in them, that is how you go far. Y'all tracking with me? And then also, yes, I put in here, great point, Vincent. Even if you don't hear a no, that doesn't mean never. It doesn't mean nothing will ever happen. It could just mean not right now. And that is okay. And remember, that is another reason why it can't just be about the money. Because if they say no, then you're going to feel rejected and you're going to feel they don't want, okay, fine, we don't want y'all. And then you're going to isolate yourself. When really it could just mean we're not in alignment right now. This is not going to work for us right now. That doesn't mean it's going to be that way forever. You don't know how many people I have reached out to a second year, a third year, a fourth year, and then bam, $50,000. I kid you not. I kid you not. So keep people first and you will see the profit come, okay? And then lastly is get grateful. You know I'm all about gratitude. You know, they say gratitude determines your latitude. I know it's cheesy, but it's so incredibly true. And it's not just being flippantly grateful, but actually being very specific. So you can do gratitude in two specific ways. A one-to-one thank you. And y'all, this is not just if you get the gift. This is thank you for coming to our event. Thank you for being around us. Thank you for coming to our event. Thank you for watching our show. Thank you for retweeting us on social media, right? A lot of you guys know that I started in an organization or a movement called Back Black, where we fund Black-led nonprofits. And last August, we raised $1.3 million for 770 Black-led nonprofits. And y'all, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation came in as a partner and ran all of our PR. They did all of the PR on behalf for free for us, okay? And y'all, people are still hearing about that because of that PR effort. It's not just about the money. It is about the actual relationship and being invested in who they are, because I promise you, people can offer you more than just their cash. Y'all tracking with me? And then a one-to-many, shout the organization out online. Right? Shout the company out online. Even if you don't get a financial gift, shout them out online and actually be genuine. Okay? I'm gonna keep going. Y'all with me? I want to see y'all in the chat. Y'all with me? Who's in the chat? Let me see who's with me now. Avi's with me. Alexa's with me. Jess is with me. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Brian's with me. Carolyn's with me. Okay, good. Good stuff. All right, let's keep going with how do you double your impact with a matching donation? So I'm going to go back really quick. I just want to go back really quickly because I see some people asking about what were all the steps. Get aligned. So who are you? You know, I say alignment determines your assignment. Get clear. So you need to know why you are here. What do you need? Where are you going? And why do you need it right now? Get specific. So what specific companies are in alignment with me? What specific companies are going in the direction that I want to go? Get organized, right? Actually make a plan. Make a plan for your outreach. What are the actual steps to unlock the grant, unlock the sponsorship? And then get going, right? Who is going to go on your behalf? Is it your volunteers? Is it your board members? Are you going to do it on your own, right? Who's going to go on your behalf? And then get tracking. Use that CRM. Use that CRM. It's free, okay? It's in Givebutter. Use it. Get connected. Set your Google alert. Join their listserv. Join their mailing list. Go to their events. Don't just think about what's in it for me. Think about what's in it for we. Okay? Not what's in it for me, but what's in it for we. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, go together. So get connected. And then lastly, get grateful. Always say thank you. Always say thank you. Always be in touch with them. Okay? Because that is what matters most. Community first, cash second. All right? Next. Let's talk about matching donations. All right, I'm not going to speed through this because I see we got over 16 questions in the Q&A. Y'all going to work with child. So let me get through how do you do, let's do some matching donations, okay? So what are the types of matching gifts? And I want you to be really mindful of this. There are two different things here. Corporate sponsorships, which are cash grants, in-kind, resources and whatnot, and then now matching grants. That means we're tapping into an entirely different budget here. We're tapping into an entirely different budget here. So there's a few different types of matching gifts. One is employee matching gifts. And y'all, I think High Value Holly said at the beginning, but an estimated 4 to 7 billion with a B. $4 to $7 billion in matching funds goes unclaimed. Oh my God, Cindy. Hey, Cindy, it's good to see you. See, let me not get sidetracked. But $4 to $7 billion gets unclaimed every year. When I read stats like that, the number one thing that flashes against my head and my heart is I will not be that. I will not be in that number. Okay, the $4 to $7 billion are looking for a home, and I said, where's my doorbell? Where's my doormat? I said, welcome. I have a road sign up there talking about come and pick me. Okay, do not pass me by. And I want to make sure, and we want to make sure at Givebutter that they ain't gonna pass you by. Okay, there are so many different companies who are doing donor matching programs, and this is why we have the double the donation integration. We're not just talking about it just to talk about it. We're talking about it because we want you to actually use it, okay? Use these things. We have the double the donation integration. You can actually look directly, as you can see in this lovely gift. Thank you, design team. Thank you, so. You can actually type in your company directly when they're making that donation. You can look in, you can type up your company directly there. So then that way they don't have to guess and wonder, is this my donation going to catch up? Why do you think all that money goes unclaimed every year? It's because people don't like friction. Yes, Oba. Oba said that in hosts and panelists. Oba, make that go to everyone. So sign up for something called Benevity, okay? Benevity is an amazing platform as well. So all these different things are really useful, okay? But people don't like friction. Friction is not your friend when you are fundraising. Ooh, come on, Triple F, and my name is Floyd. Friction is not your friend when you are fundraising, okay? Because the more you have to do, the more you're gonna lose people. So now, when you don't have things like double the donation, they're like, okay, I gotta email this people. Yes, Deed is amazing too, Jerry. You gotta email this person, and then you gotta call that person, and then you gotta do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around, and then the ankle bone's connected to the football. It's too many things. It's too many things. Do yourself a favor. Get double the donation. Get Deed. I love the people at Deed. I met the founders. They're amazing. I love Benevity. Whatever you use, just use something. Use something, okay? To make your life easier, because friction is not your friend. Let me keep going. Also, corporate donation matching. So this is also like employee matching. If you're thinking of employee matching is the actual people, so, you know, you mobilizing your volunteers, you mobilizing your donors and having them advocate for you. Corporate matching is saying, okay, hey, the company has a specific budget that they're going to utilize to match funds. Okay, that's a whole other thing to tap into. And an estimated 2 to 3 billion is donated through matching gift programs annually. 2 to 3 billion. First of all, I love billion. We talking about, can you give me 100? Can you give me 1,000? These companies talking about billions. I love that. Okay, tap into it. Don't let it go don't let it go wasted. Right? Utilize these things. And a lot of companies, so another example, and you guys are going to get these slides, so I'm not going to go too much in depth with it so I can go to the Q&A. But North Bay Children's Center is an example. A company reached out and they said, hey, we are going to be a corporate sponsor for this. We're going to match all the donations for this specific event, right? And then it ended up helping them surpass their goal to over $214,000. And this link, when you all get these slides, check out this link, okay? You can actually see the campaign in action. All right? Also, matching gift challenges. Ooh, I love a good challenge. Hello, March Matchness, but I love a good challenge. 84% of donors report being more likely to give if their donation is matched, okay? People love a challenge. Why do they love a challenge? Because people love momentum. People love momentum. People love to be a part of something that's like, oh my God, we have 24 hours to make a donation. Let me go get this funds. I tell you, I've seen people find money. They said, let me go, I'm gonna go borrow this coin somewhere just so I can be a part of it. They love this social proof. They love being a part of things that are actually moving forward. That way that they can say, hey, people like me are doing things like this. Or I want to be a part of that group. I want to be a part of something that's winning, right? That's why we invented things on the Givebutter platform so people can actually see what it looks like. Right? You can actually, I thought I had an example in here, but it's okay. When you click on this link, you can see the campaign live and you'll see what the matching feature actually looks like on the campaign page, right? You can actually see it active. You can see, hey, we are doubling, tripling, even quadrupling. On Givebutter, you can even quadruple an amount, okay? People want to see that and they want to keep going, and that's going to make them continue going. That's going to keep the momentum going, y'all. How long do the matching challenges usually run, Amy asks? It's up to you. It's up to you. You can decide how long you want the challenge to go, but I always say the shorter, the better, okay? Let me keep, oh no, it's opening up the platform. Hold on now. Oh Lord. Exit full screen. Okay. Hello? Okay, slideshow. All right, so let me keep going. All right, so how do you secure and use a matching gift to raise more? Let me break into this quickly so I can go to the Q&A, okay? Step one is look within your community. Your people are gonna be your biggest advocate. Your people are gonna be your biggest propeller to your promise, okay? Your people are gonna be your biggest propeller to your promise. So for example, look inside your donor database. Who has given a major gift recently? Right? Who has given a major gift recently? I know we're using gifts over $5,000, but a major gift is subjective, all right? So you determine what is a major gift. Who has given a major gift recently to your organization? And then ask them and say, hey, can I use this donation as a matching gift? Or hey, can you get your company to match? You know what I'm saying? Like dive directly into your people and ask them to participate, all right? And you can utilize, you can share their name on your platform, but you can also share them on social media as well. And then showcase the matching grant. This is exactly what I was looking for. So if you have a matching donation, we'll actually highlight it on the Givebutter page. It'll have a ×2, it'll have a ×3, it'll have a ×4 directly on the page. And people can say, match my donation, and that continues the momentum. Quick shout out to all of our March Matchness campaigns. We don't have enough time to go through all of them, but please, when you get these slides, check them out. We love these organizations, but they're doing incredible things. Also, a side note yes, come on, Laura. I love that. Thank you so much. A side note also for Givebutter Gives Back. I want you to know that you can win multiple times. A lot of times people are like, oh, you can only win once and I'm done. No, you can win multiple times. We are here. We want to showcase excellence, okay? So if you're an organization that's doing it great, you're mobilizing your community, you're doing it in an amazing way, we're going to spotlight you and we're going to shine a light on you. And that's exactly what your company partners and your corporate partners want to do for you, okay? So step 3, educate and inspire donors, right? Put them on your website, put them on your donation page, put them on in email, put them in social media. It's so incredibly important to highlight them, okay? Because maybe someone might miss one email, but maybe they'll catch it on social media. And when they do catch it, they're gonna get involved and wanna continue going, okay? So make sure you're highlighting it in multiple places and update your people. Update your people. Let them know the progress. Let them know how things have been going. Don't just say, hey, we got a match, and then they never hear from you again. Say, hey, we got a match. We're 50% of the way there. We're 75% of the way there. We reached our goal. We're in jeopardy of not hitting our goal. People want to actually know they're not just donating into a black hole, y'all. They are invested in your cause. They're committed to their cause. And you want to make sure that you're taking them across the finish line. Okay? All right, y'all. We got some free downloads. I want you to scan this QR code. I went by quickly because we have so many Q&A questions, y'all. So I'm going to get into some of these questions now. But first of all, let me take a deep breath. Scan this. You can get a corporate sponsorship request letter. We have a proposal template. We have a thank you letter. We got all the things for you, okay? Don't say I didn't do nothing for y'all, okay? Don't say I didn't give y'all nothing. Givebutter loves to give, okay? So take advantage of these. All right, we got so many questions. So let's see which ones I can get through. All right. How do we initiate? Okay, Mackenzie says, how do we initiate those relationships? My biggest challenge is getting in touch or reaching out to businesses or corporations. I think I answered that question throughout this, Mackenzie, because I said that question was answered earlier. So, but the main thing for everyone to know, it starts with the research. Who is the most philanthropic in your city, right? Who is aligned with your cause? So AKA, who is going where you want to go? What are the steps to actually unlocking that funding? And then fourth, who is going to go for you? Who's going to go on your behalf? Who's going to actually open up the door for you? Maybe it's your board member. Maybe it's a volunteer. Maybe it's you yourself. But I always say having someone vouch for you is going to be amazing. Ooh, Lord, the questions keep coming in. Okay. What are your thoughts? Joanna says, what are your thoughts on creating a video to go along with the corporate sponsorship ask? I love it. I mean, I think it just depends on what stage, Joanna. So maybe you wouldn't send a video in your first email, or maybe you're sending an email with a link to a video. And if they want to explore more, then they absolutely can. But, you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So a video, what they say, that must be worth 1,000,000 or something. But I love video. I think it's great. I think context is key, though. Bailey says, is it possible to get a member on the, okay, that's somebody else. But yes, Bailey, somebody in our success team will respond to you. Okay, Gina says, that is a great idea to ask the largest donor to use their donation as a match donation. But what if they want to be anonymous? If they want to be anonymous, great question. If they want to be anonymous, say, hey, can we promote you anonymously? Can we say, hey, an anonymous donor? I loved, I forget the organization, but an organization that I donate to, I recently saw that they said, hey, an anonymous donor is donating up to $5,000 for a matching gift. So for the next hour, if we can get $5,000, it'll become 10. So just ask them to say, hey, can we do it anonymously? And 9 times out of 10, they'll say yes, because they'll still be anonymous. Karen says, can you use a donation that was already received and say that it is being used as a match? Or are you saying to ask that donor to make another donation to be used as a match? I would say both and, first of all. Well, one, what I was referring to was, yes, a donation that has already been made. Let's see if they can, if we can turn that into a matching gift. But if the donation was like from a few months ago and you have a good relationship with that donor, then 1,000%, I would encourage you to say, hey, can you make another donation of $5,000 and then we can make it a match? 100%. How do you find the audiences to do the matching? I cannot seem to find enough people to donate for my campaigns. Okay, so they're asking a question that's more about donor cultivation. It seems like you need to build your donor base up a little bit more. But the best way to do that, in my opinion, is through partnership. Like, look at my example that I said with Craig in the beginning, right? Craig got his employees involved to do a corporate volunteer program. All of those volunteers became all of those employees became volunteers for the organization. And then in turn, those volunteers became donors for the organization, right? So I would encourage you, like, figure out how you can get outside the box. That's why I love, 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 love partnership. I love partnerships. I love building community because yes, there is a place and a space for systems. You need systems, but when it's about partnerships, you're thinking about how do we do this outside the box? How do we create something new? How do we unlock new territories? How do we go into a new frontier, right? And it seems like that's what you need to do, Jenna, to start getting more donations for your cause. Okay. Riley says, what strategies have you used or recommend to connect with employees at companies that have matching donations? We have strong corporate partnerships, but we're trying to connect beyond the surface level. With a small staff and growing organization, we could only support limited hosting of volunteer events. Two things, Riley. One, get your board to run events for you as well, right? Like, I don't think you also need to have people let me go off share. I don't think you also need to have you don't have to run everything on your own. What is what I'm trying to say here. So it doesn't have to just be you all the time. Have people run them on your behalf is what I would say. And then also I would say when you're engaging companies, I used to always ask them, what are their corporate volunteer programs like, right? Like, what else are they doing? And so I would engage them on that level because I would say that's a really important thing to do, and ask them what other ways they can get involved, because it doesn't have to just be a corporate event. It could be, hey, do an employee matching campaign on your own, right? I've actually launched campaigns for companies on their own, and they ran their own thing and they did it on their own. People have more agency than we tend to believe, right? Like, they are capable, they can do things, they can run things on their own, right? But it's up to us to guide them. Remember, y'all, I always say we are a bridge. You as an organization, you're a bridge between where the company is and the change that they want to see in the world, right? You're a bridge between where the company is and the impact that they want to have in the world. You're a bridge between where the company is and the impact that they want to have on their community, right? So you are now guiding them to what they want to do. You're guiding them to the impact that they want to have. So just tell them, hey, here are the ways that you can get involved. You can do a volunteer event. That'll be $50,000, okay? You can do a corporate matching thing on your own. You can sign up for one of our programs on your own. There are so many different ways, okay? Heather says, y'all, I apologize in advance. There are like 30 questions in here, so I won't get to all of them, but I will try as I might, okay? Heather said, being a smaller nonprofit and newer to development in the nonprofit sector that is very saturated in our city, how do we hook the big fish corporations that we see giving to others? Engagement is one thing, and I am all for that, but how do I make it past the others to share the donation love? Okay, great question. I want to reframe that. You said, how do I get past the others? Your goal is not to get past anybody else. Your goal is to be the best version of you, okay? I want you to be the best version of you. I want you to shine the brightest that you can. I want you to be the most authentic, brightest version of yourself, that these companies will start finding you. NBA 2K found us, okay? Whole Foods reached out to us. I found this Brown Advisory. I found this financial firm, but they decided to make their own soccer tournament. Okay, it's not about surpassing anybody, and that's what I tell everybody. It's not about being the best. It's about being your best. Let me say that again. It's not about being the best. It's about being your best. Because when you are being your best, when you are aligned, when you are determined, when you understand where you are going, when you understand your destination, when you know what your finish line is, the people who want to go where you want to go will find you. The people who want to make the change you want to make in the world will find you. They will come to you. Now, that doesn't mean you don't need a social media strategy, okay? You need a social media strategy. That doesn't mean you don't need an email strategy. That doesn't mean you don't need to work on your SEO and the CRM and all the things that we've been talking about. You need all the different tools. You need the technique, okay? But you really need to know who you are, okay? Alignment determines your assignment. And when you are aligned, you will find the people who are aligned with you. I hope that answers your question. Come on, somebody. Who's with me in the chat? Who's with me in the chat? Y'all, let me stop. Y'all got me fired up, and we just talking about corporate partners, okay? All right, we got 3 minutes left. Let's see what I can get through. Who? Come on, anonymous attendee. Talk about anonymous. Our board is hesitant to share their contacts. Any tips? The first tip is, can they tiptoe off your board? The first tip is, can they tiptoe off your board? Okay. Because if they're on your board and they don't want to share their contacts, there's two things happening here. Okay. Either they don't fully believe in this mission of what you're doing and they don't believe that you are rising to the occasion of your mission, or they are in for an ulterior motive. So we need to dive deeper into that, okay? And the way that you approach that is I would sit down with them and I would say, hey, I've noticed that you're connected to XYZ person. Trust me, I did a LinkedIn search and I have the receipts, okay? I always come with a receipt, you know me, okay? And ask them, I noticed that you're connected with so-and-so person, but you haven't initiated a conversation. Why is that? Or what other ways would you like to get involved? What questions do you get curious and make them give you an answer, okay? Make them give you an answer, because I always say that is going to go further away. Y'all, we got 2 minutes, so I want to make sure let me see if there's any other quick ones. If anybody from the Givebutter team can take a picture of this, I will go into the Givebutter fam and answer the rest of these questions, okay? I will go into the Givebutter fam on Facebook and answer the rest of these questions. So if anybody from the Givebutter team can take a picture, that would be lovely. But y'all, I just want to say thank you. If y'all enjoyed this, can y'all give it up in the chat? Can y'all give it up in the chat? While you're doing that, our next webinar, one of my favorite people, Samantha Swain, top strategies for mastering fundraising events, okay? No more dusty events in 2024, okay? We're gonna go get more in 2024. But y'all, thank you. You guys are the best part of my day. You are why I love doing what I do. I'm so, so grateful for you. So thank you for being here. If you learned something, chat me on LinkedIn, share it with your community, because why? We are a community. And if you learn something good, don't just hoard it, pass it on, okay? We talked all about light, so shine your light. And if nobody told you, I'm here for you, I'm rooting for you, and I love you, all right? Be blessed, y'all.